Alright guys, welcome back to this week's E-Show. As you guys saw in last week's episode, my good friend Joey Eyler was able to connect on Reggie. Great hunt. Very short story, but very well deserved. Been a couple of years since he got one, so super pumped for him. Tonight he's actually in the blind filming me. We're in the blind that we sat on opening day, and 2 mornings ago we actually had a pretty good looking 8-point, real big body with a mature deer. Come right through the edge of this plot, so hoping tonight we catch up with him. But we got this hurricane working, and so the weather's a little iffy tonight, just hoping for good luck. So in this week's episode, guys, we're going to check in with Austin. He was able to catch up with a great deer he calls City Boy. Congrats to him, super pumped. Then we're going to go ahead and move over to Jeremiah and Lee as they take a trip out to Kansas. Good luck to everybody out there. We'll see you at the end of this episode.
We're back here in southeastern Pennsylvania this evening. It's Tuesday, September 19th, and we're here at the Suburban property after the buck I call City Boy. He's a mainframe 10 with a split G2 and 4-year-old buck, so definitely a good deer for this area of Pennsylvania. Conditions are right tonight. We have a northwest wind and high pressure. Definitely one of the cooler evenings I've had in the last week that I've been in the trees, so it feels good to be up here. And actually had trail camera pictures of him this morning here at 5:30 this morning. He did daylight twice last week too before the season opened in Pennsylvania, so my hope is that they do say, sometimes when they're here in the morning there's a good chance they come back in the evening this time of year, so that's what we're hoping for. With conditions right and the opportunity at a buck like that, had to get in the tree this evening. Got a shot on City Boy there. I'm a little nervous the shot looked a little high, but he mule kicked pretty hard, so I like to think that's a decent sign. We're gonna give him plenty of time. I don't wanna rush him or bump anything, but we'll keep you updated.
Well, blood looks good, so I think we're gonna take up the trail and go find this deer right now. There he is. Nice. That's the 10-point. City Boy's down, baby. Well, guys, here we got City Boy again. Pretty cool deer. Pretty cool little kicker on his G2 there. Nice long G2s and G3s and cool swooping main beam. So happy to get my hands on this deer. I actually have pictures of this deer since I believe June the 6th when he was literally just beams and brows, and like I said, I got pictures of him this morning, and it seemed like every other time at least when he showed up in the morning, he would show up in the evening. So knew I had to get in here, good conditions, good wind, and sure enough, he come in and give me a nice shot. So pretty proud to put my hands on a deer. I've never killed a deer this early. Usually I'm praying for something nice to show up in the rut, so this feels pretty dang good. So thanks for watching Midwest Whitetail E-Show, and hope you enjoyed this hunt.
Well, welcome back to Midwest Whitetail E-Show. We just made the trip down to southwest Wisconsin, and we're standing on a farm that I have a lot of history with. This is a farm that I hunted back when I was in college, and since I graduated, I haven't really been able to get down here as much. And this year I reached out to the landowner and asked if I could get permission again. And luckily he said yes. We're out here, we're gonna set up some stands today. We're gonna put out some trail cameras and try to get some inventory of what bucks are down here. But it's actually opening day of Wisconsin bow season right now today. So later on, Cullen's gonna get up in the tree on his lease that's nearby. And hopefully we can have some success later tonight. As you can see, there's a lot of CRP up on the top of this property. And this is a new program that the farmer enrolled in. It's a DNR program that he put CRP grass in now, and now it's non-tillable. But now we got a lot of bedding on here, which I think will help us this fall as the neighbors have a lot of standing crop. There's a big woodlot that separates the bedding from the ag and makes for a great transition area. So without further ado, we're gonna get down in here and see what the farm looks like. Well, it was really exciting getting to come back to this farm today and do some work. We got the one stand hung, so it's really exciting just to see all the sign down in there. You know, we've been out of this farm for 2 years now. There's a lot more sign that I'm used to down here, so we're excited to see what shows up on our trail cameras. But now the sun's coming out and the rain stopped, so Cullen's gonna get up in the tree here in a little bit on his lease, and we're gonna be going after a buck he calls Joe. So we're really excited to get up in the tree for the first time this season, and next time you'll see us, we'll be on his property.
Well, welcome back to Midwest Whitetail, and thanks for following along as we got Jake's farm all set up this afternoon. It's about 65 degrees right now, and it's gonna get down to the upper 50s here by nightfall. But we're in here after a couple different bucks today. One of them is that split-browed 8-pointer I named Joe, and the other one's a buck I named Willie. Just a beautiful, nice mainframe 8, real clean. But we're sitting up here on this south top plot with a north wind. We're blowing right down this little ditch we have here behind us, just off about 10 feet to our left. And it's setting up perfectly for the wind right now, so we're hoping some deer find their way into this food plot here tonight. And if we get a doe that wants to stand around for us, we might fill the freezer here to have some venison to eat on for the remainder of the season, but see what happens. Well, we've got about 10 minutes of light left here. We ended up getting quite a bit of rain that rolled through the area. So I'm assuming that probably had an impact on some of the deer movement. It was awesome to get out tonight and scratch the itch. We're gonna try to climb back into a tree tomorrow, but I think we're probably gonna head back to Jake's farm and see if we can maybe do some doe patrol over there. Well, it's the evening of September 17th. Tonight, we are in here on the east side of my lease here in central Wisconsin. Right when we got in, we used that new ditch access that we put in, and with the drought that we've been having, we were able to get in really, really seamlessly and not cause any disturbance to this really good bedding area. But now we're settled in here. We're sitting over this about a 3rd-acre brassica plot. We put the monster buck seed in this summer, and even with this drought, you can see it came up really, really well. So we're just gonna sit tight and hope something comes out, but wish us luck. Oh, she's about to hit that trail right now. Well, a pretty slow night here in Wisconsin. We did see a doe and a fawn work across the CRP towards the bean field. But it's getting a little late now. It's about 7:15. The sun just set, so we got about 20 minutes left of camera light. We're gonna wait it out and see if anything else pops into this brassica field we got in front of us. So appreciate the support, and we'll see you next time.
Here we are. Today is September 14th, and this is going to be our official kickoff of the 2023 deer season. We are on the road to Kansas. We're going to try to work during the day and then hunt the destination food sources in the afternoon. So we've got it timed. We're about 5 hours out now. We've got it timed to where we can get there this afternoon, do some glassing, ride some roads, check some fields, and just see what deer are out, where they're coming from, and then that will give us the information we need to make a plan for tomorrow afternoon to actually hunt some of these deer, and hopefully we've got a big one to go after. So we'll show y'all guys what we see when we get there. We're on the road. We'll see you in Kansas.
Meh.
If I didn't know she's already dead, I'd say she's dead. Landowner be happy. We got our doe tag field. This is actually my first doe to ever kill in Kansas. Came here and killed bucks several years, but I've never filled a doe tag until today. So thank y'all for watching here on the Midwest Whitetail East Show. So the plan is the wind has switched out of the north. It was out of the south all day today, but it's just now switching out of the north. So we're gonna loop around the backside of this field, pop into a little area where we seen one of the bucks this morning, and hopefully we'll catch those bucks coming back out of bed, coming to the destination feed field this afternoon.
Yeah, straight out to this point right about right here. Yeah, we just gotta keep going straight.
Spin around. We made it back to the truck, soaking wet of course, but that's gonna be a wrap here on day one in Kansas. Overall, it's been a very exciting day this morning. Played out, we got a doe killed this afternoon. I mean, the strategy we had played off, and it would have worked had we had the right deer come out. We ended up seeing, I think, 3 bucks total and several does. Several of the does were actually within 30 to 40 yards.
but the buck stayed just over on the other side of some standing corn from where we were at. Overall, it was an exciting day. We got to see a nice buck, seen some bucks this morning. We're gonna start right back there in the morning at daylight. That's where we seen the bucks this morning, and they were actually out in the field. So they're gonna be working from that field back up into the bedding in the morning. So we're gonna go right back there in the morning. We think that's our best chance, and we'll just see what happens. So we'll see y'all in the morning.
Kansas Day 2. This is really, I guess, our last hunt. We're really going back to the same place we went yesterday evening in hopes that we'll catch some of these bucks going back to bed. We don't know exactly what we're going after. We've seen the buck yesterday afternoon, and we've seen bucks yesterday morning. We'll be sitting there waiting on them, and hopefully it'll be a big one.
It's that buck from yesterday. The one in the front.
Next.
2 days in a row we had a plan to try to fill doe tags, and it's a lot of fun, man. Good practice, you know. We've been shooting a lot this summer, way more than normal, just practicing with 3D with our buddies at Lee's house, and that's good practice, but this is better. And the more of these we shoot, the more confident we're going to be whenever we do get an opportunity at a buck. Now that we're pretty much done with our hunt, we've got to deploy our cameras, move some stands, and we'll show you what we're doing with that later today to prepare for the rest of the year and prepare for filling our buck tags.